Hey guys, Crystal here with another art drawing, and today it's going to be Wilson from Don't Starve, and this character was played by Singacrafta when we had our videos. He was funny because he was like Willow, where he was the one burning down everything, and yeah, it was just pretty funny. He was always going insane too, which was also funny. Him and Weaker Point. So that's why I drew him kind of sort of in like a crazed, like going insane kind of thing picture here. And it took me a little bit to get started because I was like, I can't draw again, but it came out really good, really good, really good. And I had a lot of fun, and it felt easier to do this one than it has been, maybe because I've been getting kind of sort of better, maybe, who knows. I've been working with thicker lines so that way I could see how it comes out and really enjoy it, and because when you see a lot of different things, they have really thick lines on the outside and then thinner ones on the inside, sometimes, not all the time, but I was trying to go for that, I guess, or I am recently, because this one in Willow was a little bit thicker lines ones. Goodness, I can't even speak. So the next one will also be a Don't Starve. One of you guys have suggested it, and I'll give you more information on that in that video. So look forward to that one. And I'm kind of excited because, it's going to be a different character that I haven't actually even played as. I don't even remember the character's name, but I do remember that it starts with a W again, because I just noticed afterwards that everyone started with a W, all our characters' names and everything, and I was like, whoa, that's so crazy, and I was like, that's cool. So in this one, I drew him with his torch in one hand, trying to illuminate the ground because he's going crazy. He's like, no, I don't see anything, or whatever. While the other side, there's a hand about to grab his leg or his arm or his soul or whatever. And, that's cool. Well, I mean, not that the arm's gonna grab him, but that, it's just cool, okay? I had a lot of fun drawing this one. I was like, oh, this is cool. I had a little bit of a hard time with the lines for the torch, like how I did the spear for Weber, but it wasn't as hard, I gotta say. Everything seems to be easier, but like I said, maybe again, it's because I have a little more experience with Photoshop now. I can be like, yeah, I know what to do. I know how to draw on a tablet now, because it's completely different than when you draw traditionally or whatever. I was thinking about maybe someday getting one of those tablets where you can actually see the drawing when underneath your hand, you're drawing on a piece of paper or whatever, versus the ones where you draw off to the side or whatever. Maybe eventually I'll get one of those, but we'll see how that goes. This was great. I had fun with the fire, how it was twirly and everything. I had fun with the character, and even in this one I noticed after I did it, but then I was like, oh, I kind of liked it better this way. Well, not better, but anyway, I kind of did the stripes on his shirt a little more, more often, and I did a lot more of them, and they were thinner lines from the regular line that I used. So, and like I said, after I kind of drew it, I was looking it up again some more just to see how it looked, and it was a little different, and I was like, you know what, that's okay, because my art style technically isn't kind of like the Don't Starve. I mean, there is, aspects to it that's Don't Starve and stuff, but it's not the same art style. So I thought, you know what, with me drawing in the lines like that, it kind of gave it more of that Don't Starve kind of feel to it, or that's how I feel anyway. And then towards the end too, you guys will be able to see that I did a different kind of background, and I wanted it to be messy a bit. So it also gave that kind of Don't Starve kind of like vibe to it or whatever. And I really ended up liking that. Like at first I was like, I have no idea where I'm going with this, because I wasn't sure how to do that. And then I was like, well, I tried using the blending tool and the smudge tool, and I don't think I'm quite sure how to use that just yet. I may experiment more on it later. But it was a lot of fun doing this one. It was amazing. I really like how his character's kind of almost all black and white, and then his vest jacket thing is like just this pop of red, which was really nice in your color palette. Just having one color just stand out there and you're like, oh yeah, this is great. So that's always nice. And I really liked everything about this. I was like really happy with how I drew it too, which is sometimes, you don't get that a lot sometimes, and sometimes you do. It just depends on how you're feeling. So this one should be out Saturday, and the next one will also probably be out Saturday or Sunday, depending, because of reasons that I'll tell you about in the next video. I like his little hands, how I didn't accent them or really form them like I did with Weber, because that hand, I'm proud of myself for that. It was so good. I was like, whoa, my mind was blown. But yeah, I really like that hand. So I was like, oh, you know what? I want to do more detail on something else. And at first, again, with the hair, I was like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? Because it's coming from a different light source and everything. And then I was like, you know what? I'll kind of do his hair kind of like how I've done the girl's hair. Who was it? Wendy and Willow. So that came out really nice. And I did his pants and his shoes and his arm band thing, whatever that is. I did it the same as Willow's, where it's like all black, and then I just did the highlight because I really liked the darkness of it, and I think it really accentuated like his craziness. Same with his hair. It was like craziness, crazy eyes, yeah. There wasn't as much light with everything. I guess there was. I mean, I did do the highlights on there, but there wasn't as much overall because it had a lot to do with a small torch light versus, an overall light to light everything up. And this, I was kind of trying to go for something like when they're out at night, because that torch doesn't really light up that much, so they only have like just what's around them, which is kind of scary too. And I don't remember, you guys can let me know in the comments below, if the hand comes out with your torch too. I don't think it would, because you're standing around, it'd be different with like the campfire. I'm not really sure how that works, but you guys can let me know in the comments below. Yeah. I don't play Don't Starve as much as I like to, but I plan to, and I can't wait to, because I want to make another series with the guys and have everyone join and be like, woohoo, so it would be great if we could. I bet we can. So I used the purple for this one because I wanted it to be kind of dark, and then I was like, how should I put the light? And then I was like, I didn't even put the ground. So you'll see me in a minute here, probably the next one or something, like try and find a ground. At first I was like, oh, I'll try and put, what was it, brown, I think? And then I was like, no, I'm thinking green is better because we were in a green area, so that kind of fits it more to what we had. And at first I was like, how do I do this blending thing if I can't, if I don't know how to use a blender, the blender tool or whatever. So I was like, oh, just do, this or whatever. And then I started doing this kind of like style, and I really liked it. And you saw me redraw the bright light from the flame, and I really liked how that looked afterwards. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll just do it like this. And then I was like, wait a second, this ground is not corresponding to the light on the ground. So I was like, oh, I gotcha. I know what I need to do. So I extended the green part, which kind of made it look different and really cool at the same time, because a lot of times you just see like the ground really low on a picture, and this time it's like kind of high. And I really liked doing that. And I was like, oh, that's something different, you know, different perspectives and everything. So thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye! And then once I was done with the teddy bear, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I was like, I want one. He's so adorable.